Hello and welcome back to Scotch for the Common Man, and I am that common man. I have not maybe the oversensitive palate that many of the experts do, so I just tell you what I think of it when I try it. And for tonight's exercise, I have some Dewars, and it is white label scratched cask, and it claims fine Scotch whiskey finished in charcoal and scratched American oak casks. That's right, it is a Scotch that is brewed blended in American oak casks. And I guess the charred and scratched process is something that's pretty common with bourbons, American bourbons and such, and now Dewar's is doing it with their own white label scratched cask. And it is 40% alcohol by volume, which is pretty standard for a blend. I will tell you the price point on this is pretty admirable at about $25 at my Midwestern liquor stores. But we're just going to dive right in. As you can tell, this bottle has been tapped into a little bit, not much by myself. I have just had one drink out of it, and it was mixed with ice and water. So I have not done a true tasting of it yet. But it does have a very nice nose to it. It's a little fruity. Just a touch of the oakiness in there. And, you know, which is what it claims to be. But let's give it a good nose here. Yeah, definitely a Scotch, which is good. I've had a couple of blends lately that maybe departed more from the Scotch realm than what I like anyway. There's definitely, as I said just from the bottle, there is some oaky nose to it, as well as a little bit of fruit. Orange peel I'm picking up in this. And let's give it a taste. That's really quite nice. It's got a little bit of a kick as it goes down. There's a cinnamon note that hangs on the tongue, and I can still feel it, which is okay. It's got a nice lingering taste to it. Maybe not as much oak as it claims. Not bad, but especially in the wintertime, which it is now, I love the deep oaky flavors that you get out of some scotches this time of year. It just warms you all the way through. Also has a nice nice nose to it in my opinion, but this is still not too shabby. Definitely picking up some orange peel, but there's also some vanilla there. Which is pretty cool. Again, a nice lingering aftertaste. It does coat well. You can tell both from the glass and from the aftertaste and the way it coats your mouth, which is a bonus in my opinion. I like the lingering aftertaste and such, as long as it's pleasant. But from somebody who's not a big Dewar's fan, their standard white label is not one of my favorites. I find it to be generally too thin for my tastes. This is a lot more full. Again, I wish it had a little more of the oak to it that it talks about, but I can't complain a bit. And again, for the price point at about $25 for $7.50, really pretty good find. I think this is one that has probably a broader appeal than a lot of scotches do because it's so smooth. I've heard it likened to a bourbon, but I'm generally not a bourbon fan. So I think this still has enough Scotch to it that really sets it apart. But yeah, I would give this, if I had a numeric scale, I would probably give this a 7.5 out of 10, which for me is probably pretty high. Again, not generally being a fan of Dewars, but give this one a shot. Share it with your friends because, again, I think the smoothness will lend itself, and the full flavors will lend itself to a wide range of folks. Hope this helps in your Scotch choices. This is another Scotch for the Common Man. If you get a chance, check out some of the other stuff on my channel, including Cocktails and Dreams, where I sit back with my friend Stacy and talk about the news of the day and just have a few laughs over a cocktail. Have a great night.